Students. So today's lesson, we are first going to talk about a new lesson working on how to interpret or understand food advertisements. And then the next part is going to be going over the worksheet that I sent to you that some of you filled out. So thank you so much for taking the time to work on it. So first we'll start in the beginning. So we'd say it's in the newspaper or what's in the newspaper, right? So basically what it's wanting us to do is look at the advertisements and kind of understand what they mean. So this, it might be kind of hard to see because this is on your phone and we're doing this over a screen. But basically, we want to look at advertisements and see how much food is. So instead of just looking at this, what we can do is I can go to, we'll go to Smith's online shopping. And we'll just look at items that we can pick up. So let me pull this up really quick. And let's look at some advertisements. Okay. Let's go to here. Okay, so you'll see right here how do we understand advertisements or prices, right? So the sign could say, oh, $3.99 for this item, but then when you look closer you see, oh, it's actually 49 cents a pound, right? So sorry, we can some items are measured by pounds, right? So these bananas, it says about 21 cents each, but the actual price, the real price, is 49 cents a pound, right? This one is $3.99 for Doritos nacho cheese tortilla chips, right? So those, but it's for a 9.25 ounce bag. And then this one, it says $2 for a large avocado, $1.59 for 12 count eggs, 50 cents for one cucumber, 50 cents for one lime, right? So we can keep on looking. This $3.49 1 pound strawberry crate, 89 cents for 1 count of green onions, and we can see the Roma tomatoes are 30 cents each about, but the actual price is 99 cents a pound. The actual price of the red onions are 89 cents a pound. So we can have prices that are can sometimes be kind of confusing. Is it by pound? Is it each? So what we're going to do is let's go to back to this, right? So basically we'll kind of put together our own shopping list, right? So this wants you to listen to like what they want, but since we can't do it together, I won't play it. But basically, do they need ground beef, right? Do they need spaghetti? Do they need milk? Do they need carrots? Do they need tomatoes? Do they need peanut butter, soda, avocados? What do they need? So if I said they need carrots and they need peanut butter, how we would make that sentence, if you remember, we would say all you have to do is use the pronoun or the subject, they, right? They need they need carrots. And you just say the thing that they need, right? Or you could say, they need peanut butter. It's something else that they need, right? But going back to the grocery store. So let's look at this. Let's look at this. So I looked up ground beef, right? So this ground beef is $3.50 for a prepackaged pound. So that means you can't go and say, I want, 1.5 pounds of ground beef. You would have to purchase the already weighed beef for it to be $3.50 for 1 pound. There's also packages of beef that you can buy, like this, where it says private selection Angus ground beef, 85% lean value pack. And it says, oh, this is about $13.43 each, right? But really, if we look at it, it says it's $4.49 a pound. So if you're buying 2 pounds, it would be $4.49 2 times, right? There's the Impossible meat, the meat that's paid, they make it from plants, that's 14 ounces. But anyways, so that's one of the ways is by pound, right? Or it can be for, it'll say 50 cents for each, right? Like with the limes and everything. So let's go to look at this. So it wants us to look at the food and look at the quality or quantity, not quality, the quantity, how much it is, and what the price is. So again, this is kind of hard. It's kind of hard for you to see on your phone. So I think what we'll do is let's just look them up online. So first thing we're going to look at cookies. Let's look for cookies. Okay, we'll go to these first ones. So for a 16 count of cookies, it's $4.49. So what we're going to do is we're going to say these cookies are $4.49 for 16, right? The next thing let's look up peanut butter. Let's look up peanut butter and figure out how much it is. Okay, so let's zoom in on this. Okay, so this is the peanut butter. So first we want to ask, how much is this? How much is this peanut butter? This peanut butter right here. And it says that it is $1.50, right? How much peanut butter do you get though? How much? What is the quantity? And we can look at that right here. It says 16 ounces. 16 ounces is the amount, right? The quantity. Okay, next thing let's look up some tomatoes. Let's find some tomatoes. Okay, well, we have, let's look at these on the vine tomatoes, right? So how much, right? Let's practice. How much are these tomatoes? $1.49, but for how many? How much, right? What is the weight, right? So this goes by for 1 pound, $1.49 a pound. And it's saying that there's 4 to 5 tomatoes per bunch, per vine, right? But it's saying that the price is based on pound. Right, so that's average. Now, if you look at this one, which is like the carton of little tomatoes, right? The petite medley snacking tomatoes. This says it's $2.99 for 10 ounces. So that one is prepackaged 10 ounces, you get that. That's $2.99. If you get two, right, it's almost, it's 2 times $2.99. So next we can look at the Roma tomatoes. So this is the one where it's all spread out in the store, right? And you can decide, well, do I want 2 pounds? Do I want 4 pounds of tomatoes? What am I making? Right? So how much are the Roma tomatoes? So this is saying about 30 cents each, but the actual price is right here, 99 cents a pound, 99 cents for 1 pound. So that means when you weigh it on the scale, it's based on pound, right? Okay, so let's do another one. So there's tomatoes, ground beef. Let's look at pasta. Let's see what pasta they have. Pasta. Okay, so they got a bunch of different kind of pasta. Let's look at the spaghetti pasta, see how much that one is. So the spaghetti is $1 for 16 ounces, right? So this is a pre-packaged food that you don't buy based on weight, right? They have a weight to tell you how much is in there, but when you buy it, you're buying this box for $1, right? You can't buy half of the box for 50 cents, half of the price. You have to get the whole box, right? Next thing, let's see, what's the last thing we'll look up? Let's look up milk. Let's look up the milk price. Okay, so let's look up some milk. And there's different kinds of milk now, right? I guess there's always been different kinds of milk. So you can have soy milk, you can have dairy milk, which means it comes from an animal, right? Cow. You can have goat milk, but that's usually something you get at like a farmer's market. You can have almond, chocolate milk, the size, half a gallon, a gallon. Do you get skim or do you get 2%? So let's look at this whole milk, vitamin D whole milk for 1 gallon. How much is it? It's $2.99 for 1 gallon, right? Okay, so now let's do some practice of how we use the to be verb when we talk about shopping, right? So if I say how much is the bread? How much is the peanut butter? But if I say how much are the, I'm going to be talking plural, right? So how much are the tomatoes? How much are the potato chips? If we say how much is the bread, the reason even though there's a bunch of, right, if you have a piece of bread or you buy bread, it has a bunch of cut pieces inside of it. The reason you don't say are the bread, even though it's like plural, right? There's a lot of them. It's because when you buy it as a whole. You don't buy them individually. And the word potato chips, there are individual chips in there, but it's the fact that the bread is cooked as a whole. So it's a whole piece, and potato chips are all little separate pieces, right? So we say, how much is the bread? How much is the peanut butter? How much is the milk? How much is the pasta? But if you're buying something that is separate, right? How much are the tomatoes? How much are the avocados, right? How much are the peppers? But if you say how much is the lettuce, it's because you're buying, it's considered one bunch, right? Even though there's little pieces, it's one bunch you buy together, right? Okay, so this wants you to practice a conversation by talking to somebody, ask questions about prices and things like that. So basically asking, how much is this? How much are those, right? But we can't really do this. Again, it's really hard because we're not in person. Um, and the other thing I want to talk to you about today is expensive or cheaper. So, or more, we say more expensive, right? More expensive because it has expensive, has 3 syllables, whereas cheap only has 1. So we just add an ER, cheaper, right? Nicer, right? But if we say expensive, we don't say expensiver, we say more expensive, because if it has 3 syllables, right? We use the word more expensive, right? Okay, so let's compare milk. Here's a good one. Okay, so we're going to find something. These are the same quantity, the same amount. They are both 1 gallon, right? But which milk is more expensive? It means more money, right? It's going to be this one, the Simple Truth Organic Whole Milk, $5.89. It's more expensive. Which one is cheaper? $2.99, right? The 2% reduced fat milk. So they're the same amount, but one is more expensive and one is cheaper. Okay, let's do it again with beef, the beef. Let's see, let's find, oh, this is a good one. Okay. Now, these 2 beefs are the same price. This beef, or they're not the same price, sorry, they're the same weight for the amount that they're charging. So this is 1 pound and this is 1 pound. Which is more expensive? Which is more expensive? This, the Sun-Fed Ranch organic beef for 1 pound is $8.99 rather than $3.50, right? So these are the same weight, 1 pound, 1 pound, but this one is much more expensive, right? $8.99, and this one is $3.50. The other thing that you can look at with like sales and prices is this is 2 for $7. So even though it's just letting you know that if you buy 2, you're going to be paying $7 for 2 of them, because $3.50 plus $3.50 is $7, right? 3 plus 3 is 6, 50 plus 50 is, it makes a whole nother dollar, so you add the dollar. So this isn't necessarily a sale as much as, or maybe it is a sale. Maybe, you know, it has the original price here, $4.99. So it might be, you know, saying that it's a sale, but sometimes the store says it's a sale, but really it's just the real price that they're charging. They just want to make you think that it's cheaper than it is. So, so we looked at that. Let's look at one more thing to compare, right? Which one is cheaper and which one is more expensive? Let's look at ice cream. Let's look at ice cream and see how much that is. Okay. Let's see. 48. Oh, good. I found one. Okay. So let's look at, perfect. Okay, so we're going to look at 2 different chocolate chip cookie dough ice creams, right? So this one is 48 fluid ounces, right? This is telling you how much is in the package. And it's $2.49 for 1 package. Then let's look at this one. So this is the Toll House cookie dough ice cream, 48 fluid ounces, but this one's $4.99. It's more than double, more than 2 times more expensive than this, right? So when you're shopping, you can look how much is in the product and compare prices to know, you know, which one should I buy? This one is much cheaper, right? So if you wanted cookie dough ice cream, this cookie dough ice cream is much cheaper than this cookie dough ice cream, right? Because they're both the same amount, right? The same 48 fluid ounces, but this one's almost double, or I would say more than double. double the price, right? So if you want a chocolate chip cookie dough, just buy the cheaper one. Sometimes, you want to get the specific brand, but this is what it is. Okay, so next thing we're going to go over is the worksheet from yesterday. So I'm going to zoom in. So basically, I wanted you to write your name so I knew who you were when you were doing the worksheet. So I added this for you to help kind of remind you how we put together the sentences and how I wanted you to do it in the questions. So it said, list the food you like for breakfast. So I could say, I like bacon, right? Oh, I did 2 A's. I like bacon. I like eggs. I like, what's another thing? I like toast. I like toast. So we said, I like bacon, I like eggs, I like toast, right? Or that's what I said, right? So I used the sentence structure, I like, and then I use the subject, right? Or what it is I'm talking about, the food. I like roast beef, I like chicken. Some of you said that you like toast, right? You like toast. You like eggs for breakfast. List the food you like for lunch. I like roast beef for lunch. I like soup for lunch, especially when it's cold outside, like right now. I like what's another thing? I like oranges. I like oranges for lunch. And the food I like for dinner. I like chicken for dinner. I like salads for dinner. I like, I can go on and on. But remember that if we use, third person singular, he, she, right? We say, I would say, she likes roast beef for dinner. She likes pasta. He likes pasta for dinner. Okay, the next one. This is how we make a negative, right? We use the subject, and between the verb we're using, which is like, right? The simple present like, between it we say don't or doesn't. Right? So I don't like hamburgers, or she doesn't like fried chicken. So this is like foods you could say you don't like. So I don't like cooked tomatoes. That's me. I don't like cooked tomatoes. I like fresh tomatoes. I just don't like cooked tomatoes. Okay, so now this next part is we want to answer the questions. So it says Dave pizza. And we have Dave don't like pizza, Dave like pizza, and Dave doesn't like pizza. So if you remember Dave, we can use the pronoun, right? Dave, we can use he, right? Dave doesn't like pizza, right? Just like up here. Dave, he doesn't like. So that's why it's doesn't. Okay, then we can look at this one. Marta, right? Roast beef. Marta likes roast beef. Marta don't like roast beef, or Marta like roast beef. So it's going to be likes. Marta likes. Remember when we use third person singular and we're talking about positive, right? We just add an S. We just add the S. So she, but we're talking positive. She likes, right? She likes. Okay, let's keep going. Dave and Jane. Dave and Jane cereal. Since it's Dave, right? Jane, it's two people. So we would use they, right? They, we would say they like, right? So we would say Dave and Jane like cereal. Anna, spaghetti. Anna doesn't like spaghetti, Anna likes spaghetti, or Anna no likes spaghetti. So remember when we're making a negative in simple present tense. So when we're just trying to say this person does not like something, right? If we're just saying always, right? Normally, right? We want to use does not. We don't just say no like. If you say no like, it's okay. People will understand what you mean. It's not, people will understand you. But you want to say Anna doesn't like spaghetti. Anna doesn't like spaghetti, right? Because Anna, she doesn't like. Okay, next part. We is the pronoun, right? I, you, we, they. We say like, right? We like chicken. I don't like French fries, right? So if we go up to the negative, I don't like French fries. He, eggs and toast. He, now you might say, oh, well, well, this one doesn't have the S, so it's not the correct one. He don't like, remember when we say a negative, don't only works with I, you, we, they, right? So that means we would say he doesn't like. You likes, or you doesn't like peanut butter, right? So we want to say it's you like peanut butter. Remember, because we have I, you, we, they. If that's who your subject is, you want to use the word like. So it's Dave doesn't like pizza. Marta likes roast beef, right? It's not because I was asking you to say, well, I don't know which one she likes or which one she doesn't like. I was asking you to pick the word that is the correct way to say it, right? Marta likes roast beef. Dave and Jane like cereal. Anna doesn't like spaghetti. We like chicken. I don't like French fries. He doesn't like eggs and toast. You like peanut butter. Okay, so that's it for our lesson today, and I will see you next time.